it going? Happy 8 p.m. Hope you're doing well. Happy Monday. Jonathan Rokenya, good to see you on. Thanks for hopping on night and early. How am I doing? I am doing okay. A little bit low energy. But yeah. So, what's going on? I think for today's live stream, what we're going to do is we're just going to have a pretty chill live stream. I guess I want to really. I think what I want to do for today's live stream is I just want to hear how people's days are going, how's life going, and I was just kind of thinking like, how can we make this live stream productive? And I have a thought. I might wait for more people to come on. So yeah, feel free to just comment if you're on. I see Jonathan Kenya and I see +1 for now. Um, yeah, so I have a little mini challenge for people who hop on now or later. Naruto, good to see you on. Jared, good to see you on. Um, yes. So, yeah. I'm going to wait for more people to hop on before we, I guess, kind of get started. Uh, Jonathan Kenya, where's my brother? What, did you ask that last stream? Where's my brother? My brother's not here. He doesn't live here. He just happens to be he was just visiting last time, so yeah, and he happened to be visiting more often than usual. He's not always on this frequently. Tyrone Jones, good to see you on. Thanks for hopping on. How's everyone doing today? All right. This live stream today is dedicated to you, all of you. I want to know what's going on in your life. I want to know, how your summer is going. Are you uh, are you having fun? Is it up to your expectations? Do you feel like you're making the most of it? Um, are you enjoying it? Is it going by too quickly? Is it too hot? Let me know how your summer's going. I'd love to hear. Jonathan says Fortnite tonight. We'll see. I'm in a pretty quiet space right now. Like I want like my own personal time right now. So if I do, I don't know if I'll play with others. We'll see. Naruto says, can I tell you my great news on my dad and siblings? Yes, Naruto, please do share. I'd love to hear. Maddie, good to see you on. Thanks. What? What are the odds of that? Wait, what? Hold on. Wait, Oh, yeah. What are the odds that Maddie's going to Idaho and Naruto lives in Idaho? That's quite the coincidence there. Jimmy says, "Hey Richard, what's up? Got some bad news for you. I've absolutely destroyed myself again with 90 days. Got 3 strikes." Jimmy, thanks for the updates. And Jimmy, I think it, oh, this is perfect, and I think this goes to today's conversation, which I will share with you in probably in the next 5 minutes of what I want to talk about. Um, I want to talk about like improvement, self improvement, and how do we improve ourselves. So Jimmy, because you keep failing over and over again, it's there's that quote: insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting the same results or expecting a different result. Um, and I think sometimes it's true. Most of the time it's true. Sometimes it's not. But essentially, if you keep doing the same thing over and over again, and you're like, why do I keep screwing up? How come this isn't working for me? I think that really just means that you got to look at why do you keep messing up, and how do you break that pattern? Um, are you thinking too big? Are you trying to challenge yourself in such an overwhelming way where it doesn't even seem realistic to you, and you're not even going to do it? Do you lack accountability, which is probably one thing that you lack because it's the same thing habits over and over again. And I'm not calling you out. If anything, I'm calling you forward. But that's it. Like I do the same thing too. Sometimes I set goals and they don't happen. So there's a lot of different ways of looking at it. Alrighty. Um, let's see here. What's up, Isaac? Good to see you on. Jonathan Kenny says 1 more year. I want school to start so I can get it done. If you don't want to play Fortnite, doesn't matter. We'll always play Friday. Right on. Yeah. Madison, good to see you on. Jonathan says, "How's the heat?" The heat is pretty warm. It's pretty warm. That's all I gotta say. That's why I got the fan going on in the background, which is actually really nice. It's a really old school fan, by the way. But yeah, I mean, if the fan's blowing, I think it's not too bad. It's pretty decent. Um, Savannah says, "Do you remember me from Crescent Elk?" Savannah, Savannah. I'm gonna guess. Ah, man, were you one? I have like this vague recollection. Were you one of the ones that hung out right after, like, inside afterwards? Um, Sorry, I'm blanking. I mean, it was either that or outside. Um, yeah, I don't have a great memory. I don't like making that an excuse. I try not to use that, but I just feel like that's kind of the truth or my truth. Like, it's just I'm so bad with names and faces, along with other anything relating with memory. Yeah. Naruto says, so my dad, I can't change him, and if I change myself, it makes a complete family destroyed. So I will accept him and my siblings for who they are. I can't change them. Nice. I like this. This is good. I agree. We can't change anyone. I believe that we can't change anyone. We can. People need to change themselves. So we can inspire or empower people to change themselves, but we can't change other people. So I agree with that. Um, if you change yourself, it will it makes a complete family destroyed. I don't fully understand what that means. I kind of get it, but I have a feeling I would slightly disagree. I think it's okay to, well, I don't know about changing yourself. I think you should just be yourself. I know that's very vague, but essentially, yeah, you should be able to just be yourself. And if you feel like you should change in a positive way or any way, then go for it. As long as it makes sense. But I agree. I accepting your siblings, your dad, accepting people for who they are. I think that's so important. So I think you hit it spot on. There we go. Yeah. What's up, Brandon? Brandon forgot this is still a thing. Tyrone says, my summer is going well. I finished my degree finally and have gotten rid of some toxic friends. I realized that if my cup is not full, I can't keep giving to those that will not help themselves. Tyrone, love it. Thank you for the words of wisdom. I agree with you. It's important to surround ourselves with positive people and stay away from toxic people. Just kind of, I think, protect our space. It's um, I think especially in grade school, middle school, high school, I mean, even college, once you graduate from college, it really just depends on your self awareness and how aware you are about the toxic people around you and also yourself included. Are you being toxic? So those are some things to keep in mind. And, what can we do to improve those things? All right. If I change from staying away from them, awesome. Tyrone says, "I feel like I am my more authentic self, and this has created some great relationships thus far." I love it. Great stuff. Seriously, like I think it's all about being authentic and just being our true selves. If people don't like it, then that's probably just means that we shouldn't be hanging out with them, or spend less time with those people and spend time with people who actually appreciate us for who we are and are positive. Keely, good to see you on. Last time we talked about appearance and personality in dating. Do people do the same in friendships? Um, you know what? I'm gonna go with mostly no. Like, like I think when it comes to friendships, I don't think appearances really matter that much. That's a really good question. So Keely is asking, when people are looking for friends, it doesn't matter. Does appearance matter in terms of like? Are you talking about like physical attraction appearance? Like, it's not like you're attracted to the person, but like if they look prettier or more beautiful or whatever it is, you're more likely, or they're more likely to have friends. I don't think that's necessarily true. Maybe there's a small piece, but I would say when it comes to friends, personality is far more important. Like far, far, far more important than appearances. Like appearances are just appearances. Like if you have a great personality, but you're quote unquote not very attractive, I don't think looks have anything to do with it. Like people don't care. Like if you're an amazing person, you're an amazing person. People want to hang out with you. So that's what I gotta say. Um, Jimmy says, okay. Sweet, Jimmy. Sounds good. I'm glad you're, I'm glad you're, creating tactics and things like that. Jimmy, my recommendation to you, I think you're doing a great job. By the way, I love that you are, you're trying. And that's the most important thing. The fact that you're trying to improve yourself is, you're going to improve yourself when you keep trying. My recommendation to you is, I think you're focused a lot on the tactics of how to stay away from certain websites, or stay away from social media and stuff like that. I think what's going to make you more successful in your 90-day detox and challenge is really focusing on the why. Focusing on the bigger picture. Why am I doing this? Because if you just keep focusing on the tactics, but you don't focus on your why, the tactics will only go so far. Okay, so it's important to understand like the bigger picture, the vision of why you're doing what you're doing. So get present in your challenge and why it's important to you. I think that's probably the biggest question you could ask yourself that will help you is, why is this important to me? And if you answer the question, this is important to me because blah 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 blah, and it doesn't seem like a big deal to you still, then that probably means that you got to find a bigger why. Okay. By the way, people, if you're on right now, stay tuned. I have a little bit of a conversation slash challenge that I want to talk to all of you about. I just want to get through Naruto's comments, and then we'll dive into it. Naruto says, "I still will love my dad, but who knows? He was kidnapped when he was born, so he could have had a toxic parent." Yeah, Naruto. My guess is your dad probably had a really tough childhood, or upbringing, life challenges that made him the way he is. That's honestly how we all become who we are today. And this is one reason why I practice and I preach acceptance, or at least I do my best to practice acceptance, self acceptance, and acceptance for all people. Because people, I have a belief that people are inherently good, whether you believe it or not. It doesn't really matter. I look at, you could say, terrorists, murderers, people who are rapists. Like I'm just like, I know I'm getting really like deep here, but like I look at these people who commit these crimes and I don't see them as bad people. They might have done bad things. That does not excuse them from doing these bad things either. But underneath all of the crimes that they commit, murders, blah blah blah, there's a story behind it of how they got to the point of where they are to create and commit this kind of crime. So for me, I focus on acceptance. Again, I'm not saying that this stuff is okay. It's definitely not okay to murder, rape, all these other really bad things. But I think acceptance is really big. It's understanding. It's empathy. It's just understanding where people come from. Instead of just judging people and saying, "Oh, you're a bad person." Because guess what? If society says to someone who murders people, "Hey, you're a bad person," what is that going to do? Make them feel worse? Isolate them even more? How are they supposed to integrate back into society when everyone is just shunning them and telling them how bad of a person they are? Like, what is there a second chance? So anyway, yeah, that's my thought. I know we could go. I've already see like the counter arguments and people arguing with what I'm saying, and my point is, like, I could see the counter arguments. So I'm gonna leave the conversation right there. Cool, Jimmy. I see your comments. All right, so I want to dive into something for anyone who's on right now or watching this later. So on today's live stream, it's going to be a little bit different. Normally we just talk, we hang out, which is great, and that's what we are doing still. But today I want to do something a little bit different, which is I want to talk about life. I want to talk about how is life, and I'm not just saying how is life like, hey, good, but let's really think about how is your life going. I'll say for myself, my life it's okay. It's good, but it's also could be a lot better. I'm sure a lot of you would probably say the same. Um, for me, I just feel like I'm at a little bit of like of a lull. Kind of, I don't know. There's a lot of things I could be doing to improve my life. Is what I gotta say. And So what I want to do on today's live stream is I want people to kind of self reflect, and I want you to take the time to just self reflect. You know, how is your life going? What are some challenges in your life right now? You know, it's are you dealing with family stuff? Hold on. What's some of the biggest challenges going on in your life? Not just, you know, what are some of the challenges? What are some of the biggest challenges going on in your life? Okay, and um, my next question is, okay, so I want you to take a second and think about what is the big challenge that you're going through right now. Um, I'm going to say for myself, you know, I'll be open about this. For me personally, biggest challenge that I'm currently facing, I wish I could be a little bit more specific, but um, I guess for me, it's in this moment right now, it's like finding that, like, having clarity. When I say having clarity, my biggest challenge right now is having clarity. And when I say having clarity, that means having clarity on a certain vision for my life, you know, a direction that I want to go in, and pursuing that path. And I feel like I'm in a space of, you know, a season of my life where I'm a little bit, I almost want to use the word complacent, where I'm not like pushing forward aggressively towards my goals. I'm just kind of sitting here. Um, Now, I don't plan to be here forever, and I realize in order for me to overcome this challenge, I got to start taking little actions. And you know, I know a lot of you, because a lot of you are struggling through something, because you know you hop on these live streams, and a lot of you comment what you're going through. So here's my proposal to all of us here. I want to challenge all of us, myself included, to not a huge challenge, just a small little challenge. Okay, I want to challenge all of us, all of you who are watching right now. That, by the way, I'm making myself not nervous yet, but I will feel nervous in just a second. Um, I want to challenge all of us to take one action, just one, nothing big, nothing too crazy, just one small little action that we are all committed to doing from now until our next live stream on Wednesday. Okay? To improve whatever challenge you're going through. So if you have a certain challenge about family, you know, then whatever it is, the challenge might be to talk to your family about something. But if you know, if that's not possible, think about another challenge that you could do. If your challenge is something with, you know, with trying to detox and stay away from social media, whatever it is, you know, challenge yourself to, I don't know how to say it, like do something different, you know, do the challenge for one day, you know, or do the challenge for 6 hours or 3 hours where you choose not to do it. And the purpose of this challenge, hey Sarah, good to see you on. The purpose of this challenge is to push ourselves just a little bit, okay? Like, don't scare yourself away. Just challenge yourself just a little bit, okay? So, if you're up for a challenge, if you're up for the challenge to do one little small action from now until the next live stream, so you have 2 days to do it. Just say yes in the comments, okay? Like, or I'm down, okay? Or I'm in. Let's go with that. I'm in. If you're up for a challenge, say I'm in. And then write in the comments what challenge you are committed to doing from now until next Wednesday, okay? Again, it does not have to be big. It could be just something tiny. And I want to specify something. When I say challenge, don't write something that you're already doing. Do something new, okay? The point is not to just share, hey everyone, this is what I'm doing with my life. It's not about bragging here, okay? We're here to make a change in our life right now, okay? So in the comments, if you want to challenge yourself, write I'm in, and then write what you're committed to doing from now until the next live stream on Wednesday, okay? Make sure you do it. Don't make it too big, you know? I would rather you do something so tiny as to go to sleep 1 minute earlier than you usually do and accomplish that than something so big that you don't accomplish it. I would rather I want to see you complete it, okay? And yeah, cool. So I'll start first, okay? Again, my challenge is that I'm a little bit, how do I say it? I'm lacking clarity of my vision and a certain direction that I want to go with in my life right now, in this current moment. So my challenge to myself from now until the next live stream on Wednesday will be make it relevant. All right. I'm going to from now until our next live stream on Wednesday. I'm going to block out 30 minutes to just think about vision and where I want to go with my life. Okay, so that's my mini commitment from now until Wednesday. Okay, start small. I was going to say an hour, but then I'm like, there's no point. Like, do something that's that's manageable. You know, at least to start with. That's what I'm going to do. Okay, so I'm just gonna block it off my calendar. 30 minutes. Brainstorm. You know what? I have another addition that I'm gonna share with you after I finish typing this. All right. You ready for this? Here's what I'm gonna do. Okay. So what I'm gonna do? Okay. So my commitment from now until this Wednesday, I'm just gonna take 30 minutes to just brainstorm and think about brainstorm about my future. You know, about my vision. You know, purpose of life, whatever it is. I was gonna schedule it like tomorrow, but I'm just like, you know, the best way to do something. You know, we all like to procrastinate. Okay, the best way to do something is you just schedule it and just do it as soon as possible. So instead of whatever it is, playing Fortnite or playing on my phone or checking social media, whatever it is, right after this live stream ends, I'm just gonna knock it out and spend 30 minutes brainstorming about my life. Um, that way, I guess, get it out of the way. So that's how I'm going to stay committed to it. Otherwise, if I keep pushing it off, then maybe it might not happen. So my encouragement is the same thing to you. Okay, so whoever, if you want to join in on this mini challenge from now until the next live stream on Wednesday, what is your challenge? And yeah, what is your challenge? Okay, now let me read through your comments because I've been talking and not reading comments. So let's catch up. Okay. Nora says, can I tell you the truth? I've been at a very ferocious habit of porn. That is the biggest challenge for me. I have had the habit when I was 11. Thank you for being open and transparent about it. And I don't know if is this regarding the whole challenge thing? If it is, I'd love to hear more about it and what your like action, mini action step is. Let's see here. Sarah says, how's it going? It's going okay. I mean, life, I'm just super grateful for having such a good life. Just like, I'm not saying my life is like, this magnificent life, even though maybe it is, it's all perspective. If I'm with my, very positive friends, are like, of course it's magnificent, Richard. Everything's magnificent. And, they really mean it. And I'm like, okay, you're right. Like, life is amazing. Okay. But when we're having our little pity party and like, okay, life is like meh. That's my life feels a little bit meh right now. Okay, so, but again, can't complain. Life is good. Like just living Southern California. I have a house. I got food to eat. The basic human stuff. So I can't complain about that stuff. But yeah, I get to push myself to improve my own life. Alrighty. Naruto says, I just said my 2 challenges. Naruto, we're talking about challenges that have that are defeating us. I have urges at random moments to do it, but I've always tried to stop. But I need to get rid of my phone or something. So Naruto, my question to you is very specifically, what is the challenge that you're creating from now until our next live stream on Wednesday? Okay, like be very specific. You know, you could start off your commitment by saying from now until our the next live stream at Wednesday 8 p.m. Um, I will do this or I will not do this. Okay, so be specific. Um, I'm in. Oh wait, whoops. Sarah says I'm in. Think I'm going to start try by trying to wake up earlier. Um, awesome. So Sarah, my question to you is, when are you planning to wake up? On what day and what time are you gonna wake up? Okay, so that's my first question. So type that in the comments. What time do you plan on waking up? When you say waking up earlier, okay? I do have follow up questions. They're not too tough, hopefully. Jimmy says biggest challenge I'm facing right now is always being positive, being happy every day, and enjoy life to the fullest. There are times where I beat myself up from my past experiences for all the terrible mistakes I've done. I always keep looking back from my experiences. I always don't feel so happy, etc., etc. So Jimmy, I get that. And this goes out to all of us. Okay, I want to use Jimmy as an example, but this goes out to all of us. For anyone who's struggling with trying to stay positive day to day and beating themselves up because they made bad mistakes in the past or whatever it is, or there's certain parts that you don't like about yourself, just know that this battle is not something that just goes away. I believe it takes hard work to keep pushing and improving ourselves little by little. I remember, I want to say, I'm just gonna say, like, I remember when I was probably 23 years old. I'm 29 now. Ooh, wow, time has fast flown by. Like 23 to 29. Yes, it has been a long time, but it doesn't feel that long. Anyway, I remember when I was 23, like literally, after graduating from college, that time I feel like this is all one little time era. Like it's all, I'm still the same person ish, but anyway, so 23. I remember, having super low self esteem, like not liking myself and all this stuff, and it was such a pain. It was such a pain to improve myself. I'm like, oh man, it's such a drag to read books, to take action with my life to get better. But I'm like, and look, like here, I'll give you a solid example. I would go outside, I'd go run, right? Um, I would finish running, whatever, a mile, 2 miles, and I would come back and still feel like I was fat. I'm like, man, I'm still such a loser. I feel a little bit better temporarily, but I still feel like a loser. You know, um, but the thing is, when you keep these habits of positivity up over and over, these tiny little steps over these habits over and over and over again, eventually you'll like almost not even know, but it'll just hit you. It'll just hit you, and you're gonna start feeling more positive. Okay, so if you beat yourself up, don't worry about it. Just keep pushing forward one little thing at a time, and you will feel better by yourself over time. Okay, it's that weird, like, you never know, like, you won't even notice that your life has improved until it's already improved. Okay, I'm just gonna use a Fortnite example for my Fortnite players here. Okay, um so this is kind of silly, but I mean this applies to anything. But I'll use Fortnite. So I was playing Fortnite, and for the longest time I was a very trash Fortnite player. Like I don't know how to build. I don't know how to play the game very well. Okay, I still kind of suck, but that's okay. But my point is, I kept playing, and the more you play, the more the people you play against are even better. Because they place you with better players. And I'm just like, I got so frustrated. I'm just like, dude, I suck at this game, and the players are getting even harder. I'm like, this is not fun anymore. This is frustrating. And what I realized is, like, even though it's super frustrating to play against really good players, what I realized is that like I kept dying over and over and over and over again. But I realized I realized I started doing certain techniques that I would not have ever done if I wasn't under that pressure, and under that, oh man, this is so annoying. I hate this. I don't want to do this anymore. But then that's how you get better. Okay, so back to you. Whatever challenge you're going through, just know that anytime there's discomfort and you don't feel like you're growing or learning, just know that in that pain, I guess they call it growing pain, right? In that pain of growing and improving yourself, you're getting better without you even realizing it. And until you look back and you're like, oh, wow, I actually did get better. Okay, so be patient with yourself. Alrighty, Miss Sarah says 9 a.m. Okay, so my question to you, Sarah, now is if you're gonna wake up at 9 a.m. My question is when? Tomorrow at 9 a.m. Are you waking up tomorrow at 9 a.m.? Okay, please answer these two questions in the comments. Okay, when are you waking up at 9 a.m.? Are you waking up 9 a.m. tomorrow, or 9 a.m. the day after, or 9 a.m. both days? Okay, and then I got another question for you. Okay, the second question, I'll repeat it if you forget one of them. The second question is, if you're gonna wake up at 9 a.m., what time do you need to go to sleep? Okay, that's really important question. Okay, awesome. You're saying both days. So again, if you want to wake up at 9 a.m., what time do you need to go to bed by? Because that's so important. Because you got to set yourself up for success. If you go to sleep at 5 a.m., that's not setting yourself up to win. Okay, so set yourself up to win, and make sure you get enough sleep. Okay, that's funny. Vapor, I see I see your comment, and I'm like, I'm seeing some roasting coming in pretty soon. I'll read your comment in just a second. Let's see. Naruto says wake up at 5 or 4:30. That's awesome for you, Naruto. We're all don't compare your chapter 1 with someone else's chapter 20. Okay, my point is, don't compare your whatever your goal is with someone else's goal. Okay, yeah, 9 a.m. I think, look, 9 a.m. is that's an accomplishment for Sarah, and I 100% appreciate that. Okay, yeah. Vapor says, you're still kind of, you still kind of are trash. Thanks, Vapor. Appreciate your positivity. Let's see. Jimmy says, I was a person that has a lot of pain within myself. Sometimes in a situation, whenever I've done tragic things, I feel a lot of pain inside myself. Sometimes it just dumbs me down for a little bit. All right. Vapor says, Richard, nope. Just fight more, then learn from your mistakes. Take notes from me. But just fight and get used to building and fix the Stormtrooper aim. Cool. All right. Sarah says maybe 12 a.m. I've been staying up until 1 or 2 a.m. So, awesome. Cool. So, Sarah, if you're going to go to sleep at, whatchamacallit, at 12 o'clock, or if you plan to sleep at 12, make sure you schedule it in. It right now is what? Is it 11:30? Is it 11:30 there right now? Yeah, but make sure you have enough time to prep for bed and stuff. All right, Vapor. See you later. Naruto says you skipped my comment before Sarah said 9 a.m. Hold on, let me see. What did you say? Got it. So Naruto. I see it. Naruto says, your challenge to yourself is stopping your craving for porn and changing it to reading the Bible. That's my challenge. Naruto, I want you to be more specific, okay? And when I say, when we create goals, it's always going to be specific. Okay, so it's clear, like from now until Wednesday, your goal for yourself is to not watch porn. Cool, that's number one. And then reading the Bible. So now you gotta specify how much of the Bible are you reading? Are you reading one word, one line, or are you reading a certain chapter, or whatever it is, okay, or a certain amount of time, okay? So specify. That's important. Sarah says 10:30. Gotcha. Still got time. Mike Chauncey says goals are too tough for me. I'm more of a systems thinker. Cool. I say that in tone. I'm like, that sounds pretty cool. I think systems are super important. So I think that's a huge strength. Uh, Goals. I want to say the best thing to do is have a combination of both, having goals and systems. Systems are so important. If people don't have systems, then you're not going to achieve your goals. Yeah. So, uh, yeah, I don't know. It's a blessing and it's a curse and a blessing, to be a systems kind of thinker. So embrace that you have systems. Systems are great. I don't have a lot of systems, or that's systems is not my strength. I'm working on that. That's a weakness. Yeah. Alrighty. Jimmy says, our Kima says Bible's corrupted. Cool. To each their own opinions. Um, okay, Jimmy says it gets stuck in my head for maybe a few days. There are times on where I just have had a lot of negative self-talk and made me feel like I want to give up. I don't really something. My challenge is stopping. Nuru says, "Yo, Kima, what are you writing?" I don't know. I don't know what you're writing. Yeah. 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 Exactly. I have no idea where you're getting that from. Um. Naruto says my challenge is stopping myself from having my eyes watching the porn, so then I will open my book, the Bible, to get God's word. Is that specific? Um, I'm not clear exactly. So, yeah, I'm not 100% clear here. So, not watching porn is very specific. Okay, so for 2 days, not watching porn. Cool, that's specific. But how about the Bible? Like, when are you going to read the Bible? Because that's not very clear to me. You know, uh, let's be more specific there. Like, give me some numbers. You know, how many hours are you reading the Bible, or how many chapters are you reading? Okay, so what time do you plan on reading it? That's being specific. Okay. Um, Jonathan Ricani says the challenge. Wait, hold on. Okay. Jonathan Ricani says the challenge I will try to accomplish is finding a better job and look for something better for myself rather than being satisfied with the most basics of things. Finding a better job. Okay. Cool. Jonathan, that's good. My question to you is, what specific action are you taking when you're looking for a better job? How many, how many hours are you spending job searching, or how many jobs are you going to look at, or research? So be more, you're close, be a little bit more specific, because the more you understand exactly what you're going to do, the more likely you're going to do it. If you're vague, your goals aren't going to happen. Okay. Mike Chauncey says systems offer many options to accomplish goals. Skill stacks are more valuable than being excellent at just one thing. Sounds pretty good. I try not to be myself, not be sorry on myself. Thanks for using this as about negative self-talk, beating yourselves up. All right, cool. Jimmy, I just want to give you some quick feedback real quick. Yeah, I don't know. There's no need to like explain your whole entire situation. Like you explain the whole thing. Like if you explain just a portion of it, then I'll understand for the most part. Anyway, we'll work on that. I think it'll take time. Mike Jansen says, porn is fake. Have you seen the behind the scenes documentaries about porn? It's all fake. Uh, sure. Naruto says, I'm going to read the Bible for however long God wants me to. God isn't specific. Okay. Okay. Cool, Naruto. Yeah. Sure. I mean, if that works for you, perfect. John says, I will be applying to about 4 places if needed. To be specific, Albertsons, Walmart, Best Buy, and possibly Walgreens. Working at minimum wage now, I'm satisfied with it, but I wish to get something a little more better for myself and hope to accomplish that. Jonathan, that's awesome. Well, that's even more specific than I even thought about. I love that you even listed the places that you mentioned. Jonathan, my and I'm being very specific for your example so everyone else can learn from it at the same time. Okay, so um, one thing I want to note is when you say your commitments, it says I will be applying to about 4 places. So we got to be careful with our language that we use, in writing, but because it's also translating to our own self. Okay, so in this case, if I say, oh, I'm going to apply to about 4 places, is that 4? Is that 3? Is that 5? Is that 2? Is 1 good enough? Okay, so I would change the wording to I will apply to at least 4 places or at least 3 places if 4 is too many. Okay, so just that's all. Or 2, 3 or 4. Okay, cool. Sounds good. Sarah says I went to church last Sunday and a girl out my age called me pretty and I gave me a flower, so I think I might go again. Oh, that's really cute. I like that. Um, nice. Alrighty. Naruto says, reading the Bible isn't seeing how smart you get. It's so you have a better and more relevant connection with God. He might want you to read one verse and have you think and pray on that. You see, um, yeah, I kind of get it. It's also to understand what rules he has for us. So, what I'm kind of hearing is you read the Bible whenever you feel like God is speaking to you, or yeah, is that right? Like, there's no like specific, amount of hours you got to read. It's just whatever it feels like. This feels like the right time. You just pick it up and you read. That's what I'm hearing. Is that right? Or is there something a little bit different? Do you have devotion hour where you set a certain amount of time to read? I'm not really religious, but I'm trying to understand. I used to go to church when I was young, but yeah. Jan, dude, good to see you on. Mike Chauncey says God will present Himself in whatever way that you'll accept Him. Jimmy says whenever I'm watching your live streams, you make me more comfortable into getting into conversations like loneliness, life. I don't have much to say about you, but I value you a lot. Jimmy, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Yeah, thank you, and I'm glad. I'm glad that you have a platform to kind of just express your thoughts and things like that. Yeah, and one thing I want to mention real quickly is, and this is a request for all of you who are on right now. Whether you are Jan Dude or Naruto or John Rokenya, Sarah, who's it? Mike Chauncey, Chemo, McKenna. McKenna's on. Hold on, McKenna. I want to read your comment just a second. I haven't seen McKenna on for a while. Like, I don't care who you are. My request of all of you is that you treat everyone on this live stream with respect. Meaning, if someone comments something and you disagree with it, please don't, give some snarky remark or negative comment or like, I guess like argue like, oh, that's dumb. Why would you say that? Please don't like attack people, but instead accept people for who they are. Everyone, all of us on here have our own process. We're all improving ourselves in our own different way. Some of us are, you could say, I don't even want to say slower than others. That's not even the right phrase. It's like we all learn in a different way. Okay. I don't want to say, yeah, I don't believe we're slower than each other. I believe it's more we learn differently. Okay. So we all have our different styles. Jimmy is someone who likes to talk out his thoughts. Share updates of what his challenges are. Okay, so accept that for what it is. Sarah is someone who likes to dig a little bit deeper into some of the challenges she's going through. Naruto's, obviously has talked about his family challenges. So my point is, we all have our different ways of kind of dealing with it. So let's learn to accept each other and just Be kind to each other. Okay, that's my little mini rant. Okay. Naruto says, "Yeah, don't force yourself to read the Bible, but make sure you do it every day or 3 times." Sweet, I like it. That's cool. I like that perspective of Naruto. Because I remember when I was going to church and all that stuff, I used to really kind of dislike the whole idea of reading a Bible because I just felt like it was so forced. At least the church that I went to, it was very like you have to do this, devotion hour, 1 hour every single morning. I mean, I didn't do that. Maybe at some point I did, but like, it felt so unnatural and very forced. So I felt like everything was a chore in a way. So, uh, yeah, that's all. And I think that's my part of my old church's culture. It was very traditional. Like you finding instead of you finding God, it's like, here, let me tell you why God exists, and you need to believe Him. It's like it's being forced onto you. So, that's one thing I didn't really appreciate about the old church that I went to. But they're just they're kind people. They're definitely not bad people. I like them. Um, I lose track of time. Okay. McKenna says, "Sorry, I haven't been on in a while. I have my job, and it makes me really tired towards nighttime." McKenna, that is a-okay. Thank you so much for being on here. It's quite a treat to have you on here. It's been uh, it's been a while, and I'm glad that you have your job, and I hope you're doing a little bit better from the last time we talked. Yeah. Jonathan, am I ready for the NFL season? Honestly, I'm not that big into football. At some points, I did appreciate football and enjoy it. I mean, football is fun to watch. I really do enjoy it. Wow, that was so contradictory. If I'm watching football, I'll enjoy watching it, but I'm not really into it. I'm not religiously into football. If that makes sense. I enjoy it when I watch it casually, but I'm not invested into it. Yeah. Jonathan says, "McKenna, real cool. What job did you get?" Nice. Awesome. I don't choose to not read it. I forget. What? Choose to read what? McKenna says, "I work at the grocery store and I work the night shift, so so today I work from 4 to 8:30." Jonathan says, "Not bad. I will find a better job by the next live stream." Really? Jonathan, that quick? Like, you're gonna get a better job in 2 days? Get it. Make sure you're being realistic, though. I'm not saying you're not realistic. Just make sure you're being realistic. I don't know exactly what you have in mind. So yeah. Naruto says, "I don't trust people that I see in person. I have such a hard time trusting anyone except people who aren't in person. Who aren't interesting." Naruto, that sounds so weird. It's like, so what I'm hearing you say, Naruto, is you trust people not in person. Like maybe online, but you don't trust people who are physically in person. Naruto, my guess, the reason why that's happening in your life is because maybe something in your life has triggered you in a way. Maybe you've seen people who are not trustworthy in your life, in real life, which probably makes it harder for you to trust other people in real life. Um, yeah, I mean, this is based off life experiences and psychology and all that stuff. For me, I tend to be a little bit more of a trusting person because I grew up in an environment, I guess you can say a little bit more of a sheltered environment where it's easier to trust people. There wasn't as much backstabbing and dishonesty in my world growing up. Of course, it did exist, but I guess maybe I was more sheltered from it. So yeah, I tend to be a more trusting person than most people, I would say. Mike says, "I went to Catholic school from K through 8, mass 3 times per week." I'm like, sweet. Is there a follow up to that? Or are you just stating that, which is cool too? All right. McKenna says, "I help my parents and my family's business. So yesterday I was carrying around 10-pound bags of ice and 4 packs of the 10-pound bags since we needed more for our business. That sounds like a lot." Jimmy says, "Just let you know, I will be in the West Wednesday live stream. After that, I'm going on hiatus. I don't know when I'll come back to live stream. Sometimes during the day or week. I'll sometimes email you to give you updates on the challenges I'm going through and stuff. Jimmy, awesome. Thank you so much for letting me know, and good for you. As in, good for you that you're just going on a hiatus, and you do you. Thank you so much for being on every single live stream. I really do appreciate it, and I'm wishing you the best of luck with whatever you're doing. Outside of these live streams and stuff like that, and yeah, feel free to keep in touch, and I appreciate you always checking in and stuff like that. Jonathan says, you have a team at least? Do I have a team? Oh, goodness gracious. I would say my lifetime team, like my team since I was, a little kid was the Packers. Yeah, I mean, just because I remember, oh my goodness, why do I feel like I'm like, why do I feel like you might be a Patriots fan or something? So I don't know. I think the reason why Packers became my team back in like 1998 or something like that, whenever 2002, somewhere when they were in the Super Bowl with the Patriots. The Patriots, the Packers were the underdogs, and Patriots, they've already won several Super Bowls at that time, and yeah, I don't know. I just stuck with the Packers for the longest time. By the way, they lost the Super Bowl back in that Super Bowl. There's that. I mean, gotta go with those Rams, because local teams. Yeah, go LA. Rackop says trust no one. That's a sad and honest thing that a lot of people live by. I don't live by that. I'm a person who trusts people, so I don't trust everyone, but I do trust people, and I always I think part of trust, like in order to, how do I say this? So let's say someone, let's say someone like a Rat Cop, who, if Rat Cop, you believe trust no one. Let's say you have that attitude, that perspective that, I don't trust anyone, okay? What I do is I show you why, like I show you that I'm trusting you, even if you don't trust me. And what that tends to do is that will at least give people like you who don't trust people the opportunity to trust, because I'm willing to let my wall down first before you. I'm willing to make myself vulnerable, and whether that's being hurt physically or whatever, emotionally, whatever it is. I don't always do it, and of course I do have my boundaries. I do assess situations. If something is way too endangered, then I'll nope. I'll keep my walls up sometimes. Nura says, I don't trust my parents and siblings. That's understandable. I understand your relationship. Jonathan says, stranger danger, don't go to the guy with the white van. Listen to your parents' kids. Nice. I mean, words of caution, especially for all of you who are young. Of course, most definitely stay safe. Stranger danger. Exactly. I think just those general tips of don't trust random strangers, people you don't know. Those are great safety tips. Yeah. And I think when you start developing your judgment and stuff like that, you have a little bit more flexibility. Sarah said I dropped my apple on the floor. Sarah, dude, I love your comments. Your comments are always so I don't know how to say it. They're funny. They're so simple, but they're funny. I like it. Jamie says, with my school, have you connected with my administration? I know it's summertime. Is there certain certainty you'll come? Jimmy, I have no idea. I have not connected with the administration. I don't plan to yet. I don't know if your administration is in right now. But yeah, probably not this week or next week, or yeah, I'll maybe in a few weeks. Yeah, I'm just not at that point just yet. But thank you for checking in. I appreciate that. Hello, Mackenzie. Good to see you on. Thanks for hopping on. Mike says, the world is a dangerous place, and that's why I don't trust people that I don't know. Well, Mike, you are definitely not wrong. And I say this with this tone of voice, with a little, I don't want to say hesitation, but as much as the world is a dangerous place, I also think the world is a safe place. I understand that certain communities And I would say a lot of communities in the world are dangerous places, but I do believe that there are safe places too. Um, so I try to, instead of focusing on just us, seeing the world as a dangerous place, uh, I try to see the world as both, both sides of it, because there's definitely really good places, and I've had the good fortune of being around a lot of good communities. I'm not just saying like, I'm not saying like rich, affluent communities. I'm saying communities of good people who care about people, who uh, are, they're not out there to scam people, but they're out there to help other people. So yeah, like if you get connected with people who are like doing good in the world, you'll see that there's a lot of good people and there's a lot of safe places, I guess, when you find those places. Sarah, did I drink milk today? I did drink milk today. I'm still finishing off that gallon that I bought. I don't normally drink milk, but because I bought a whole gallon, I'm like, I might as well just buy some cereal to go with it. McKenna says, wait, first of all, Sarah, are you being paid by the dairy industry for this PR stunt talking about milk? Because you just made me buy milk and cereal, and I don't normally drink milk or cereal anymore, or eat milk, or eat cereal. McKenna says, in this chat, people don't really know me, so if I am honest, I know that even if somebody does think weirdly of me, it won't affect my IRL, because I can also get support through this. Got it. Understood. Naruto says, I don't trust anyone because of my childhood. I don't want to tell why. Naruto, that's perfectly okay, and I understand that. I respect people's upbringings. If you don't trust people, or if you don't trust anyone, I understand that. Like, I'm accepting of that. I'm not even saying it's wrong. Like, it's very situational. There's some communities that you can trust people, and there's a lot of communities where you can't trust people, and you got to put up your guard to protect yourself. It's called survival. Okay, so it makes sense. Sarah says, I trust a lot of people. Yeah, just different outlooks. All right, Nora says, trusting someone is giving yourself to them, and when they give you away, you have a different perspective of life. I will never trust anyone besides God and the Archangel. Cool. Yeah, I mean, when you trust someone, you give yourself away. My perspective of trust, and I think trust is a really important thing. My perspective of trust, I think trust is really important, and I surround myself with people that I can trust. Okay, so I do give my trust away. Trust is important to me because trust is relationships. Uh, trust is relationships. It's what, in my opinion, allows us to bring, I don't know, community, fulfillment, and again, community. It's like this, in a way, happiness. I think if we spend our whole life guarded, not trusting people, is it possibly happy? I think so, in a slightly dark, twisted way. But joy, freedom, comes from letting go and trusting. And I'm not saying that you got to trust people in this moment, but I guess really what I'm saying, or trying to shed light on, is I think there is value in trusting people. Maybe not right now, but maybe in the future. McKenna says, for me, I feel like I keep liking and trusting the wrong people, and I feel like I keep making mistakes. McKenna, that's perfectly okay. I want to say that real quick. Learn from your mistakes. Yeah, and you are learning. Maybe you're not learning, catching the patterns of trusting the wrong people right now. But the more you do it, try to see things from a different lens. Try to look outside the box. Third person. Hey, why is it every single time I trust someone, they break my trust, or whatever, they hurt. I get hurt. Look at what's a different approach. What are certain trends? What are commonalities, same characteristics of all the people who have broken my trust? Okay, and then so now I know, people who are like this tend to break my trust. Let me try hang out with people like this. So whatever. Yeah, it's for me. I'll just tell you right now, how do I tell someone is trustworthy or not? Is my intuition. Like I could just I mean, it's not. I don't want to say it's always 100%, but like it's pretty good. You know, it's I could trust people most of the time because I have like a decision making where I'm like, okay, I know this person's not gonna cheat me or whatever. Yeah. So it's intuition. All right. Oh goodness, the milk comments. Uh, Jonathan says they rescued the eighth boy from that Thailand cave. Nice. Yes, I saw that on the news today. Eight boys are rescued. Four left to go, plus the coach. Uh, I'm laughing. I mean, it's not something to laugh at, but first of all, I'm glad. I'm happy. It's just it's kind of funny because like news coverage has been covering it like nonstop for so long, so many days. How long has it been? 2 weeks. So it just impresses me. I mean, it's a great, interesting story. But yeah, it's just fascinating what news covers, whatever gives them more revenue. Really, I'm not saying this is not newsworthy because I think it is, but I'm just saying in general, news covers whatever will give them more revenue, uh, which is oftentimes gun violence and stuff like that. McKenna says, I think the world comes with risks, but if you don't take the risks, you may never get the grace reward that may come after. I agree with you, McKenna. Very well said. Um, Hold on. We will catch up with your comments. How do you drink cereal? Well, if you blend cereal together and mix it with some milk or water, that's how you drink cereal. Also known as oatmeal or porridge. Tyrone says, my goal might be trivial, but I'm starting a goal of doing push-ups right before I bed, so I do 50, and I want to continue until August just to work on my upper body strength. Dude, Tyrone, that's awesome. That's not trivial at all. I love it. Uh, Keep at it. Little habits, they matter. All those tiny little things that we do matter. My friend trusted that a loose woman was clean, so okay, cool. If that's true, I mean, you're saying no lies, so I trust you on that one. That's unfortunate. Jonathan, what video are you talking about? I'm not too clear on that one. If you're talking to me, Sarah, I see. Sarah, I think you're kind of like me. I think we have light in us, meaning we trust. You know, we bring that, or yeah, we bring that light to the world where we trust people and we give people that space to be accepted in a way. Because I think a lot of the world lacks that. Naruto, um, I hear what you're saying, and my bet is that you can gain. Um, like I'm not saying it's easy. I'm not saying like I know you tried a lot of different things, and my bet is there is a way to gain, whatever, gain muscles, gain weight, whatever it is. Uh, Something tells me like there's like these tiny little pieces with with hormones and stuff like that, or it's not just genetics, but like there's a way to, it's almost like body hack yourself to gain. So whether that's maybe fixing your sleep schedule or something like that, I don't know, I'm not a scientist, so, or nutritionist, so I'm not the one to ask, but I'm pretty sure there's a way to gain, even if you uh work out, run, all that stuff. Yeah, you're probably talking about muscles. Uh, Mike Chauncey says, Jonathan, I know. Gotcha. Okay. Social media, blah, blah. I'd sometimes like to talk to him on Discord. All right, Jimmy. Thank you. Sounds good, man. Just reach back out to me. We could chat. Mike says money's in the advertisements. Probably true. The media industry calls the show the filler. That's pretty fun. That's pretty true. That's pretty funny. Uh, that's cool. You can't gain? What? What does that have to do with gaining? Naruto. Jimmy says to tell you when I'm an actor, since you're a big supporter to me, my reward to you is that your admission is free to all my movie premieres events that you go to. Don't have to pay. I got it. Thanks, Jimmy. I appreciate that. I'm looking forward. You know, what would be really cool? That day when Jimmy becomes a famous actor slash director, and I get invited to his premieres. That would be cool. And like I gotta say, I never really thought about this because I'm still young, but like, wouldn't it be cool to like, I don't know, I guess in a way make a difference in someone's life enough where they, years later, a decade later, they reach back out like, hey, yo, come to my movie premiere, That I don't know. That would be. I would say that's probably one of the biggest gifts you can give someone. Seriously, I mean, it's that's like holy cow. Like it's not just holy cow. Like just you made it, but like holy cow, I can't believe like you did it. You did it. Like you push yourself to your goals, so you deserve that credit. Um, and that's amazing. That's the greatest gift that I can get is seeing other people achieve their goals and become successful with their lives, and me just being a tiny tiny little piece of that. Sarah says floofy hair. I just realized my hair like it kind of has like a grass texture. I should dye my hair green, like a grass green, and then that way I'll just look like I have grass on my head, and I will you know, I will mow it and treat it like a lawn. Scott Marshall from Crescent Elk. Thanks for hopping on. Good to see you on. And it's always good to see people on from Crescent Elk because Crescent Elk is awesome. All right. Sarah says, I would honestly never want to be famous. It scares me. I think Jimmy would do well in the industry, though. Nice. I like that. That's cool. Yeah. I respect that, people who want to be famous and people who don't. That's really cool. To each their own. Seriously. Jimmy says, Jonathan says, oh, that's cute. I like that. I like that support. You guys are awesome. John, this is don't do it. Just because you said don't do it, for my next 12-hour live stream, I'm gonna dye my hair green, like and make it look like grass. Sarah says dye my hair purple. Grass isn't purple though; it's green. Okay. Albob channel. All Bob channel. Good to see you on. Thanks for joining us. How do you get a girl to like you? How do you get a girl to like you is just be yourself. That's how you get a girl to like you. Uh, Part number 2 is stop trying to get a girl to like you and just be yourself. Okay. Not every single girl is gonna like you. That's just that's just life. Okay. Yeah. Stop trying to be like everyone else and just be you. Practice, not practice, just work on improving yourself. Work on improving yourself. And I want to say the best kind of improving yourself is not doing something to impress a girl, but it's doing something for you, for yourself. When girls see that you are like improving yourself, whether that's, I don't know, reading books or eating healthier, going to the gym and whatever, when they see that you're doing it for you, that's more impressive than you doing it to impress other girls. That's super surface level if you're doing just to attract girls, which is okay too. But yeah, internal confidence is probably confidence is probably one of the most important things. Okay, I said ooh because I have a YouTube video. This is probably 2-3 years ago where I asked my friend. I asked this girl who went to my college, and she was one of the biggest crushes I've ever had. Like, how do I say this? biggest crushes. Hold on, let me rephrase that. I think she was one of the biggest catches in the whole entire university that I went to. Like everyone liked her type of thing. You know, she was such a good girl, such a sweet girl, super cute, like everything. And so I brought her on for a YouTube video where I asked her questions. I said, you know, essentially I asked her like, what do girls, you know, look for in a, uh, like, what are you attracted to? That's what I asked her, and she said confidence. So there you go. From one attractive girl. One attractive girl's opinion is confidence is really important. So there we go. Yeah. Wait, what? Jonathan. Simple answer. He's Richard. Grass could be purple if you paint it. Mike says, women like men with power. Wealth yields power. Meh. I mean, if you want surface level relationships, sure. You know, sure you can. But that's so I don't. That's so basic. Like people still use that word. Anyway, like it's like please don't just try to get money for girls. Like it's just I don't know. It's you're not gonna attract the right kind of girls seriously, unless you just want to hook up with them. Then sorry for I take this back. PG stream. Yeah, but I'm just saying like money. I don't know. Money does work, but it's not. You're not gonna get fulfilling relationships. So please forgive me for saying that stuff. Norda says, "Can you read my comments of that thing?" I can't game because of porn and the other stuff. Okay, I read that, and I read the one below. Cool. I don't need to read everything out loud, but I got it. Is there a follow up to it? Not is there a point to why I'm rereading the comments? Sarah says, okay, it bothers me when boys always wear basketball shorts and primary colors all the time. Whatever. To each their own. Do I like Mr. Swan, Richard? Do I like Mr. Swan? I, you know, I haven't. I want to talk to him more. I didn't really get a chance to talk to him. I don't know too much about him, so I can't say too much really. Jonathan says, "Oh, oh my goodness." Jonathan McKenna is recommending the Forever Alone video. I remember making that video, and like the first scene is a little bit cringy, funny. Vapor likes calling me out and putting me down because it boosts the ego. Awesome, good stuff. Jimmy, awesome. Yeah, invite my brother. McKenna says, for me, I like when a guy is confident enough to steer me a little, if that makes sense, and can banter with me, but I also have a deep conversation, and if he's funny. I love it. McKenna, that's amazing. McKenna says, I don't really care about money. I love it. Cool. Yeah, Scott, I want to use this as an educational moment. All right, so please don't use that word. I'm going to say the word retard as a offensive word, or as a negative connotation, meaning your cat is being wild or crazy or whatever it is. Retard is it doesn't offend me, but it's a derogatory term towards people who can't help but be retarded. And it's not cool that we are using that word as a society. I'm not saying just you. As a society, a lot of us use the word retard to mean kind of stupid, crazy, or something negative. When people who are actually retarded, or whatever, mentally disabled, whatever you want to say, they can't help it. They're just human beings. So I just want to use that as an educational moment. Alrighty. What does that mean? Hold on, hold on. Fine, don't tell me. I was I was looking up a definition. Um, Jonathan says the Richard, the end was the best part of the video. I honestly don't even remember what happens at the end. Like that video is so old that I don't remember. I kind of want to watch it now because I don't remember what happens at the end. So I'm gonna go. I guess I'll go watch my own Forever Alone video. Yeah. Mike says I like a woman who has conservative values, monogamy, family oriented, and feminine. Sweet. I love it. I mean, we all have our own preferences. To each their own. Thank goodness I wasn't the only one who was kind of bothered by retard. Yeah. Yeah. And I don't know. It's like, I feel like there's a lot of words that we use that are so ingrained into our, in our society. And even if I mention things, I'm not going to say names, but like, retarded, gay, fag, like all these negative things that people say, they keep using the words. Even if I mention like, hey, please don't use that word. It's offensive to certain people and it's derogatory, meaning it puts people down when they don't deserve to be put down. People use the N word. Like it's, I don't know. Like people keep using it. Even if they know they shouldn't, because it's a cool thing to do, I guess. But yeah, because they're so used to it and they don't see the effects it has on people. Yeah, and the reason why I keep talking about it, even though y'all kind of know, is because I'm trying to make a little dent in this little community that we have in our world by just talking about it, because we gotta stop using these words. It's not cool. It really is not cool to be using these words. I know a lot of people use it, and I'm not saying you gotta police other people, but it starts with you. If you want to create some kindness in the world, just a little bit, starts with being respectful by watching the language that you use. Jamie says, do I ever watch my own videos? I haven't in a while. Once in a while I will, but I don't watch too many of my old videos. Okay, hold on. Let me catch up on these comments. All Bob channel says, I've been subscribed for 3 years, I think. How do you start a business enough to the point where it can sustain itself? All Bob, thank you. I didn't know you've been subscribed for that long. Really? I don't recognize your username, but thanks for being on here, and please forgive me if I forgot. Let's see. How do you start a business enough to the point where it can sustain itself? Hard work. That's really what it is. I'll tell you right now, this YouTube channel it's not a business. This YouTube channel is for fun. It's a hobby. It's a way to give back, and help people, because that's what life is about in my eyes. Is supporting other people and helping people to live their life so they can help other people. And I just do a way to connect, and it's meaningful work to me. So a meaningful hobby to me. Yeah. Feminine. The word feminine means I don't know. I would just search the definition. So in our society, so masculine energy, there's masculine energy and there's feminine energy. Okay. Masculine is more like macho, like it's like alpha. It's more like I'm the man, and feminine energy is more, I don't know, how do you define these things? Feminine energy is more the like what people consider ladylike, like very soft. Emotions are tied to feminine energy. Masculine energy is more aggression, taking initiative. I think that's natural. And another thing I want to mention is, as humans, we all have masculine and feminine energy. Okay, it's just our percentage is different. Like I'll say for myself, I'm probably more feminine than I am masculine, meaning I'm more emotional, and I don't know. I embrace that. I'm not saying I'm like girly and stuff like that, but I'm emotional, and I acknowledge that. So there we go. Scott says, why did I go to my school? You can't remember? Oof. Scott, were you my present? Were you? Are you going into the 7th or 8th grade? Let me know. What grade are you going into, Scott? That would be a really good thing to know. Okay. Why did I go to your school? Because I was giving a keynote presentation to the 6th and 7th graders, the 8th graders. Uh, the 8th graders were not there, or they had a different presentation. Jonathan says, that way everyone else can watch it. Wait, what? What'd you say? I missed it. Okay. Hold on. I will catch up with your comments. How? What? Bye, Naruto. I'm pretty sure you're gone, but thanks for being on here. Let's see, Vapor. Am I offended? I'm not offended. You know, I don't like the usage, even around friends. I don't think it should be used at all. I think by using it with friends, I know, you know, we're not getting out there, but if you're using the words like retard, you know, fag, the N word, you know, gay, all this stuff with your friends, what you're doing is you're telling your friends it's okay to use, and it's not okay to use. That's my opinion. So, I definitely don't. I don't appreciate it. I don't appreciate when the words are being used. So that's what I'll say openly. Chances, okay. Let's see. My ideal man is cute and shy with messy hair. Nice. My ideal man doesn't wear basketball shorts. Nice. And Scott, I'm pretty sure you got my answer. I already answered that question. Why do you go to my school? To give a keynote presentation. Okay. What if I sent you a $400 super chat? I mean, if you did that, I'd be like, why? Why? Please don't. Please do not send me a $400 super chat for multiple reasons. One, I would be very grateful and excited. Second thing is I would cringe just a little bit. Honestly, super chat is like, for small amounts, it's cool, but YouTube slash whatever Google really robs people on super chat. I think it's about like 35 or 40% of whatever you give on super chat goes straight to YouTube. Just letting you know, okay? So if you're ever going to donate to someone and you know them personally, just PayPal them. I'm just saying, okay? PayPal them, because PayPal doesn't take any money from you. Or Venmo, or Facebook, or Snapchat, money transfer, whatever it is. Or send it to the Nigerian prince. Jonathan has 4 teams left: France, Belgium, England, and Croatia. Wow, goodness. Richard, why? Why what? Yo, Scott, are you like... Yo, Scott, do me a favor and stop repeating the same questions over and over again. I see your comments. Repeating comments is not going to help me anymore. It just makes me read more. McKenna, I'm about to take my senior yearbook photos on Thursday, and so nervous. That's really funny. I like that. It's just funny to me because it's just a photo. I mean, yes, of course, it's our senior photo. We want it to look nice, and you are so right on that. I mean, I happen to have my senior photo, but it's just a photo. Like, it's cool. Yeah, it's cool, but it's like it's just a photo. So embrace it. You know, it's not gonna define your whole life. So have the best photo that you can. Enjoy it. I remind you of a small dog. Thank you. Scott Marshall, 7th. You're going into the 7th grade. Oof. That means you were there for my presentation. And I was not memorable enough to remember why I was there. And that's okay. I accept that. All right. Turns out 4 years, the first video I watched was Overcoming Fear and Achieving Success. Uh, I would be really surprised if you saw that video when it first came out, unless you were a friend of mine, because the Overcoming Fear and Achieving Success video, like, it had very, very, very few views until like a few months later, like 6 months to a year later, or something like that. But if you were, that'd be pretty impressive. There's not a lot of people I know that's been subscribed to my channel since then. Yeah, I know a few. I went to go visit one of my YouTube subscribers up in NorCal, and he is from the UAE, the United Arab Emirates. So that was really cool that he came to the United States, and I crashed at his place. It was really cool. Why? Because I trust him. He became a friend of mine. So, okay, we're hanging out with friends. Yeah, it might slip out. Okay, we're with friends having fun. Okay, it's not like I say it all the time outside and not with friends. I get it's not okay, but it slips out. Slips out. Well, I think it's just about being intentional. You know, it's, if, I don't know, I guess if you care enough to not use certain words, then you'll make an effort to stop using them. I understand if it slips out. It's okay if it slips out. That's an accident. But if you're not making a conscious effort to improve that, and you're letting it be okay, then it is what it is. You're choosing to continue to use the words. Why you got involved in Nigerian Prince? Homie, Nigerian Prince is my homie. That's why. Jonathan says, "Hey Rich, where do you get your games for your PC from? What? Where do I get my games from the internet?" I don't really play a lot of games. I mean, Fortnite is a free game you can download. I don't play a lot of different games. Janice says, "What do you personally do during your lowest times if you're having suicidal thoughts?" Janice, first of all, good to see you on. And what do you do during your lowest times if you're having suicidal thoughts or just negative thoughts in general? If you're in a low state, let me see. I'm putting myself back into that space. I think what helped me get out of my negative thoughts was pushing myself to do little things that I knew would make me better. So, for example, when I was in a kind of, I guess you could say, depressive state where I didn't want to do much, I pushed myself. I didn't feel like exercising. I really didn't want to go run or do anything. So I just went to the gym and I just shot a basketball. It's not running. It's just doing this. Just doing this. And I set a goal. And it was such a random goal. I sucked at three-pointers. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to improve my three-point shooting. And I made a goal where I just recorded myself. My goal was to shoot 1,000 three-pointers every single week for 8 weeks straight. Sounds like a big goal, but really was... Okay, hold on. The real goal was improving my three-point shooting percentage. And I just made up, I wanted to get my three-point shooting percentage up to 60% from 30%. So I gave myself 8 weeks to do it. It was just some random range of dates, and I ended up shooting 1,000 shots every single week, which is a lot of hours in the gym. And that helped me. It didn't solve all my problems, but it helped me take one step forward in improving myself. So I think it's important to shift our mindset and get ourselves outside the negative environment. That's number one. Number two, schedule. Having a schedule is really, really important. Schedule stuff to do on a weekly basis or daily basis. It's not an easy thing to do. And it's one of those things that you just got to take action. You got to push yourself. Like tonight, just do it. Create a schedule. It doesn't have to be super elaborate. Start simple. Going to sleep at a certain time, whatever it is. Okay. McKenna says, can we see your photo? Ooh, I want to see the photo too. The senior photo. Sarah says, I found a nice polo shirt at the store, but it's a little baggy, but I think it's cool, and I don't know why, but I wanted to share that. Thank you for the share. I like it. I always like to share, Sarah. They're great. Good night, Jimmy. Take care. See you Wednesday. Goodness. That's a lot of comments. Jonathan says, show everyone your senior picture. I will show you my senior photo. I'll be back. See, I could have negotiated. This is gonna be spooky. Are you ready for this? Let's see. I feel like I should start. Are you ready for this? I'm gonna start. Up, up. You don't need to see that. No one cares. You're not here for that. Up, 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 up. There we go. There we go. Think how dusty it is. Look at that chin. That chin. Oh, you're saying too much. Okay, that's all you gotta see. Right there. That's it. That's all. Oh. Look, I like have the same glasses. They're different, but they look very similar. You ready for this? And the hair. Look at that hair. Oh my goodness, the hair. Okay, there we go. That's my senior portrait. You know what's funny? Okay, this is a funny little side story. Okay, so I'm gonna humble brag here. So, right there, senior of the month. You know, one of the reasons why I wanted senior of the month is so I would get my senior portrait for free. You see, I grew up in a very cheap, frugal family, and I wasn't gonna buy a senior photo, and I wasn't gonna buy it. So the only way I can get my senior photo for free is if I got senior of the month, and I happen to get it. So, yeah, that's my story. Free photo and photo frame. Oh goodness. Okay. Who did your hair? Me, of course. Dude, you should. I had other hair phases. Believe it or not, I had some pretty crazy. My hair at one point, my hair was red, but that was very temporary. But anyway, yeah. I need to catch up with your comments, people, and I need to hop off so I can do my challenge. Okay, people, I'm gonna breeze over your comments. Sorry if I kind of skip over something. Scott Marshall, good to see you on. Thanks for being on. Wait, who said that? McKenna, you're going to Costa Rica? What? You're gonna go to a lot of places. That's awesome. You went to California, Costa Rica, New Jersey. Good night, Jonathan. Take care. Thanks for being on. Okay. Wowee. Rockstar, welcome to the hair. Yeah, no. Did you like that hair for your photo? Yeah, I do. I mean, I think my hair is I mean, especially for high school, I think my hair was pretty decent. Um, yeah, I mean, I definitely have phases. Like, if I show you other photos, like you'll be like, "Yo, Rich, like, what's up with your hair?" Like, oh my goodness, like I can't even. I can't even. I have here. I'll explain it. Okay, I don't know where the photo is, but so I used to be a swimmer, and we used to have a tradition before every finals meet. The whole entire boys swim team would shave their heads, like bick them, like completely bald. Okay, and so it'd always be the freshmen would do it. Okay, so the varsity team would shave the freshmen's hairs. Okay, and I had a lot of hair when I was a freshman. Okay, it was long. It was really really long. Okay, and what they did was they started shaving my head right at the top, and what they did is they shaved it. You know, as they're shaving, they're just having fun, and they shave it, and then I end up with this ring of hair. Like I look like a vulture. So go Google an image of a vulture, and you'll see this huge ring of hair. Everything else is bald, and the seniors laughed. They're like, "Hey, wouldn't it be funny if like we didn't cut the rest of your hair?" And I don't know why. You know, me being silly little freshman, I was just like, challenge accepted. So for like 2 or 3 days, I went around campus with this ring of hair. It was so ugly. It was hideous. Um, and I remember when I went home, obviously traditional Asian parent, I was like, dude, my mom can't see this. So when I ate dinner with her, I put my hood on, because, and obviously, in an Asian house, you don't put your hood on. It's whatever, disrespectful or whatever. But I didn't want her to see it. I tried to avoid it. And she's like, Richard, why do you have your hood on? And then I took my hood off, and she's just like, what? What's wrong with your hair? What are you doing? And she got so pissed off. Anyway, so that's what happened. Jenna says, glad to hear you were able to get out of those phases. Was it really that bad? Oh, I'm sorry. Different conversation. I thought you were talking about the hair. Yeah. Thank you. And you're welcome. What year was that? In 2006. Sarah says, honestly, if I saw someone with that hair, I'd be so proud. Nice. I graduated 2007 from high school. I'm probably not. No, I'm not playing Fortnite right now with people. I get to spend 30 minutes to accomplish my goal that I said I would by Wednesday, which is to brainstorm and think about my future, which I'm a little bit dreading, to be honest, but it should be good and productive. Mike used to wear a mohawk. That's pretty cool. Sarah, yeah, it should be yes, queen. Work it. All Bob says, I watched the success video 2 months after it came out while I was searching for new people. Really? Wow. All Bob props. One of the OG subscribers from back in the day. Super Hey, that's Friday. Yeah, we play Fortnite on Fridays. Join us then. Richard, no, stop. No, stop. No. Yes, queen. Yes. Vapor, you are the queen. You are the queen. All right, cool. With that being said, I'm gonna wrap up this live stream. Thanks so much for hopping on. But before we go, I just want to remind all of us that we all made a commitment, or many of us. Why do so many people dislike this? I'm gonna Vapor. Is that you? So I want to end the stream with our little challenge to improve ourselves. Okay, so at the beginning of the stream or earlier on during the stream, I asked everyone, what's the challenge that you're currently going through? Okay, what's the biggest challenge you're currently going through? And my challenge to you and myself was for each one of us to come up with one tiny little thing that we're committed to doing from now until the next live stream on this upcoming Wednesday at 8 p.m. Los Angeles time. So please make sure you fulfill your commitments. And if you haven't come up with one from now until Wednesday, feel free to come up with one right now. And my quick tip of advice is whatever you're doing, like whatever commitment is, the easiest way to get it done is just do it right away. So I'm gonna right when I hop off, even though it's kind of late, I'm gonna take 30 minutes and just think about my future and stuff like that, because that's gonna help me get through whatever challenge I'm going through right now. Okay, just a little bit, small little goals. Doesn't have to be big. Chelsea says I'm committed to eating. Cool, good to hear. Sarah says bye. Have a nice night. Thank you, Sarah. Good night, McKenna. Thank you very much. All Bob, bye, my guy. Have a great rest of your day, dude. Thank you so much, and thanks for being one of the first subscribers on this channel, or the earlier ones. That's so cool. Yeah, it's not very often I run into the OG subscribers, so cool. Jan, dude, thanks for being on. Mike, peace. Everyone have a good night. Thank you so much for being on here. You all rock. I had a great time tonight. Okay, bye bye. Better see that spiked hair. Grass. You'll see grass hair. Bye. Just kidding.